struggle of getting out of my driveway. So I'm hoping all of you are able to hear me right now. I have like this weird earphone in and GoPro there, which is what you're seeing right now, and one in front just to show some like driving. But we're going to talk about the shifter bushing that I installed in a previous video. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go and watch that. I'll put a link down in the description. So basically the feel of the shifter is just really solid now. Like, it doesn't feel like you're pushing it into gear more than it needs to be. It feels like it just slides right in. And I saw a few comments, at least on the video so far, asking, you know, like, what's the big difference that it makes, knowing that I didn't do a fluid change or anything like that. And the best way I can describe it is that the difference equates to the price point of $20 or $25. Like, it's definitely kind of a, you can get your money's worth sort of feel thing for it. And I like it. I would recommend it so far, at least. I drove it a little bit yesterday, right after I put it in, just to make sure everything was working correctly. And it all felt pretty good. So my initial impressions, at least, are very good. Like, $20, you can't really beat that for something that you definitely can feel right away. And this is the 5X Racing one. Another couple things I saw is some people wondering if there really was a difference between the 6-speed and 5-speed, and I'm not sure. I've been told that compatibility doesn't work the same, so that's why I just went with the 5-speed. But I guess take that with a grain of salt and go at your own discretion. But if I had a 5-speed, I would get the 5-speed one, because that's what makes the most sense. Another thing with the bushing is that I saw people asking whether or not I was worried about the grease mixing in with the turret fluid. Now, I'm not too concerned. I think that there was a little bit of residual grease already on the parts when I took them out, and it definitely wasn't oil. So I'm not really that worried about it. And other people have done it. I know, like, there's a couple of how-tos online where people have put grease on it as well, and I think that's just good preventative maintenance for kind of future-proofing your modifications. So definitely in the next videos coming up in the future, at least, I want to do the transmission flush just to really kind of get the transmission where it needs to be. My car's at just about 89,000 miles. And while it's not super necessary, I don't know what the previous owner did or didn't do. So I think kind of doing these fluid changes will make me have peace of mind, at least, moving forward with the car. And finally, like, the next mod that I have coming up, just to kind of turn this into a little bit of a talking video, I guess. So I've started to really start to think of ways that I want to kind of make the car unique to other NC models and things like that. And I want to do it in a way that is like the cleanest possible, kind of how you can do like OEM but still be different. It's the same way a lot of people do like an NC2 front end or NC3 front end swap on their NC1, which requires like different headlights and different bumpers and things like that, just to make it a little more unique in its own way without drastically changing things. So one thing that I've really liked is kind of how the Euro and JDM models of this car, they do things a little differently as far as looks go, just very subtly. They make a set of the fog lamp surrounds, and in America you have to have reflectors on those. It's just kind of part of the inspection process and making your car road legal. And the Euro and JDM models don't need that. what they do is they have the side marker on the fender, and then they have a blank or all black fog light surround, which I think looks really clean. The side marker drilling into my fender, I'm not super crazy about, but I think it'll look better than the giant square reflector right at the front. It just kind of ruins the look of the front. Just a bright orange reflector, and a little circle reflector blinker on the fender. It isn't really that big of a deal to me. I think it'll just make it look a little different while still being stock, just like a different country's stock, I guess. And I went ahead, I've scheduled my tune for May 5th. So coming up around that time, probably sometime after that, during that week, I'll upload a video on the tuning process. I'm super excited for that. It's going to be so awesome. I'm really looking forward to meeting with Joe at Dynatronics and getting the car tuned to what it should be. At this point, we've got all the supporting mods, the header, the exhaust, so it should really open it up and make it feel like a different car. And it's not going to be, it won't have crazy power or anything like that, but it'll definitely feel like it should. You expect these mods to go on, and you go sit in the car and you get your butt dyno on, and you just expect that it's going to drastically change everything. But you have to remember that while it changes some things, the computer is still working against you. It's thinking that you have on the stock things, and it's going to limit those modifications to be less apparent when you go drive it. So with the ECU tune, I'm really hoping that you get the full numbers, getting your money's worth with those mods that you put on, spending the time out in the garage. And after that, the world is our oyster as far as modifications go. Things definitely just get bigger now. This isn't the end of the car or anything like that. There's always things you can do, but I'm starting to just have to take a step back and think about, what do I want the future of the car to be, and what kind of stuff I want to do to keep it going, because, with the big mods like exhaust and coilovers and things like that, it's just kind of like a progress sort of thing now, to where, wheels, tires, small stuff like that, but it all will kind of add up to generate more content, which is exciting stuff. I'm also going to start trying to feature more people's cars and keep the channel going, like, in a car direction, because that's what I want. But if I can't do something with my car, then I think it's only right that I do something with other cars in general, and like I said, keep going to meets and things like that. And as of this morning, I looked this morning, and it was really nice to wake up to 402 subscribers. That's just awesome. I appreciate everyone who's subscribed to the channel, and I just keep getting more and more comments, and it makes me really motivated to keep going and making videos that you guys enjoy. If you don't know, I actually graduated school with a film degree in like digital film video background. So really the ultimate goal for me is not, creating movies or anything like that, but the fact that I can create content and videos that everyone watches and people comment on and people enjoy watching, that's what really means the most to me. So it means more than you guys know when everyone tunes into the videos and watches and leaves comments. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I really hope that you can hear me this whole time, because I know this car is super loud. But if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below.